What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another video, and we are here in sunny Tenerife. As you can probably tell by the fact that the landscape is not raining, we are no longer in the UK. I'm here at CrossFit 27 Tenerife, and I'll walk you in a minute, but it's basically best to do kind of the intro video out here where it's a little bit sunnier. It is down there to the left as far as you can see. And effectively, it's it might be the biggest CrossFit gym I've ever been to in my life, actually. I think it's probably just over 6,000 square feet. It's absolutely flipping enormous. Loads and loads and loads of erg kit. They've got peg boards, they've got yokes, massive prowler area, obviously loads of free weights, dumbbells, everything that you'd expect to find. Loads of GHDs. It's basically just a normal CrossFit box, but on a bigger scale. We are probably going to do a couple of sessions here. I am, again, kind of ironically now, the fact I'm in a massive CrossFit box, I've moved away from kind of the functional fitness space and a little bit more into hybrid training. I've had a calf problem, I've had a knee problem, but I'm persevering. But luckily today is upper body day, so I should be able to do everything that I want to be doing. Starting off with a bench press. I'll show you around the gym in a second. Let's go. What is going on, guys? Jim Galvin here with a commentary, and the primary reason I'm doing this is mainly because I knew that I'd get absolutely smashed with copyright claims if I didn't, so I thought I'd talk you through my session here. I've mentioned a few times recently, guys, I really do want to focus on the power output stuff, so I've started reintroducing primer exercises before my session, and today, CrossFit Tenerife 27 had some slam balls, so I thought I'd enlist the help of those. For those of you that don't know what primer is, it's basically a really super explosive movement but fairly low eccentric load. Not particularly heavy, just super quick. As you can see from this, just slamming the ball into the ground, trying to catch it on the bounce, recovering quickly, and then into the floor again. And moving on to the main section of the session, guys, we have some bench press, so we are warming up here. I do have to say the heat is already getting to me, and yes, that is an excuse I'm going to deploy fairly frequently over the course of this vlog. But the bench press session was working up to 115 kilos for 3 reps. 3 sets of this, and then down to 105 for a maximum set. Trying to control the pace for the first few reps, down and then dropping, and very, very, very quickly, guys, within about 3 or 4 reps, as you're seeing here, it became a lot more dynamic, and I was surprised at how unstable I felt, actually, and how really cheeky it was to lock this out. I was kind of pushing through a sticking point. It felt as though it was kind of moving moderately smoothly, and then finishing off with 7 reps of 105, which overall is not particularly strong for me. But again, with the heat, with the travel, with everything kind of locked in, with the fact that it's not my normal training routine, a lot of the time when I go on holiday I feel pumped, but did not feel like that today. Moving on to some overhead press, guys. 70 kilos, 4-5 reps, 3 sets of this. That felt a lot more comfortable and a lot smoother than the bench did, which might mean that my shoulders overall are stronger than my chest, or it might mean that there's something else going on within the shoulder joint that's making bench feel particularly unstable, but got those done. And then bent over row 90 kilos for 12 and 4 sets of this. A lot more volume, both in terms of reps and sets, than I would normally do. I've done bent over row for 90 before, but to do it for 12 reps is definitely more than I normally do, and for 4 sets, exactly the same. And had to mix it up a little bit here, as they did not have an incline bench and they didn't have appropriate dumbbells, so I actually did some band resisted press ups here, and effectively did kind of anywhere between 8 and 12, but with a fairly cheeky thick green band. And I supersetted that with some kettlebell gorilla row, because again, weight wise and kind of infrastructure wise, I just couldn't do the dumbbell seal row in the way that I wanted, so I thought I'd do some kettlebell stuff, and I thought I'd do it in a kind of a pull lever domain that I don't normally do. So 3 rounds of this, guys. 12 reps on the push movement, 12 reps on the pull, 3 sets. And then into a spicy little EMOM, which is supposed to be as follows, guys. Every minute on the minute, I'm going to do 1 burpee, 3 pull-ups, and 5 press-ups, or at the very least, that is what is supposed to be being completed. But that would just be boring, wouldn't it? So I ended up doing 3 burpees, 5 pull-ups, and 10 press-ups, and instead of doing it for 14 minutes, just did it for 10. But overall, you consider the overall total volume, and that is a hell of a lot more volume with a hell of a lot less rest than was prescribed. But I just felt like getting a little bit sweaty, and probably I was a little bit annoyed about the fact my bench felt a little bit rubbish. So I decided to do it that way, and overall I have to say it felt quite good. Aerobically, everything did feel a little bit kind of heavy and slow, and it felt fairly spicy, actually. Again, insanely, because it's really not that much volume. It felt fairly spicy within like minute 2, but luckily it didn't get any spicier the further on I went. So just kept pushing through, and by the end of it, I was happy that that session in the sunshine or at the very least in the heat, was done. Okay, so section 1 of the session is as follows. I'm going to do some step ups, either 8 or 10 each side, depending on how my knees are feeling, because they've been giving me a bit of jip. If I'm going to do some kind of lifting stuff in conditioning workouts, I like doing some stability stuff. I just think it's a bit of a better way to kind of force yourself to go a little bit slower instead of just focusing on kind of pure pumps. So step ups, 8 or 10 each side. I'll probably do those dumbbell in hand, and then some single arm push press, 8 each side. So therefore I can go a little bit heavier. I'm not sure they've actually got particularly heavy dumbbells here, so if not, because I think they've only got up to 25s, which is just too light. So if they don't, what we'll do is we'll try to find a landmine attachment, or just dig a barbell in somewhere, and we'll do some landmine stuff, and then we will do 8 muscle ups. We've got lower body, push, pull, and basically we're going to do 3 rounds of that. That's kind of one little circuit, 3 or 4 rounds to see how we feel, and then we move on to a little bit more of like a strongman conditioning style stuff. Again, muscular pump, a little bit of neural activation and aerobic activation, so it's kind of like full body, all systems. And I think it's such a good way of doing some conditioning stuff. And then I'll probably do some bike sprints at the end, just to appease Fergus, because he has actually written me this flipping program and I'm already half following it. But for now, step ups, single arm push press or single arm landmine, and some muscle ups. Let's go. And we're back outside. We're not finished. We are literally just coming out purely because I think I'm going to get stung with copyright if I'm in there because the music's blaring. It's the first round done, 3 rounds. So did 8 each side for step ups, 25 kilo dumbbell in each hand, so 50 total. Trying to stay strict. I've got a little bit of a kind of side to side hip movement, which I'm not massively happy about, but I'll have a look at that in more depth. 30 kilos on a landmine, 8 each side. Trying to really kind of make sure that it keeps nice and strong to be in a little bit of a forward lean as we drive through. And then 8 muscle ups, which all 3 times I did 6, short break, and then 2. They're not feeling particularly snappy. And I think the speed, just that little bit of kind of like high elasticity, dynamic movement, that power output is what it's not like I'm struggling to get it back since I took my month off and came back 2-3 weeks ago. It's just that it's coming back a little bit slower, which is why I'm deliberately executing even my kind of strength and hypertrophy sessions with a little bit more speed on some of the reps now. Just because that's the way I like to train, right? Hybrid power, you heard it here first. So moving on to the second section now, and I'm going to do some D-ball work, basically some carries, so some push, pull, some carries. So push, sled push, or rope pull, whichever one, push and then rope overarm pull back, and then some D-ball stuff, and I'll do a couple of rounds of that. I'll have a short break in between to make sure that I'm doing everything, executing everything with intensity. So probably a 4 60-second break between rounds, and I'll do that 4 times. Let's go. Yeah, that was good. 3 rounds, 4 60-second break. First 2, bang on exactly the same time executed to the second. That third and final one, a little bit quicker. But I can even feel round on round. It's like the cobwebs have just been dusted off a little bit. And that kind of sprint conditioning, that power focus of hybrid power, just coming back slowly, you know. Yeah, excited about it. A few little bike sprints now, and then we going home. Well, there we go. That is session number 3. As far as you guys have seen it, the end of session number 2. A little bit of whole body conditioning again. Definitely went off piste there. The upper body session that I did yesterday was basically exactly the same as what was programmed, as you'd expect when you're paying a decent amount of money for a program. But today was definitely a little bit different. I could do arm over arm pulls with the sled. I could do deep ball carries. They got a yoke which I didn't use, but it basically just, it was an opportunity to do some bits and bobs that I don't normally have, and I gob off in my videos a lot about the fact that one of the top priorities really, I think, when you're in a new gym is mess around with some of the toys that they might have that you might not have access to on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis. That's what I did today, and it was worth it to go off piste, I think. I've got some running to do tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see how that is. I'm going to see, well, first of all, I've got to watch YouTube videos on how to fly my flipping drone. But hopefully, in the next few minutes of this vlog, you should be seeing that very footage. So down the track tomorrow, kind of late-ish morning to get on the track, which I haven't been on a track for a long time, and definitely haven't done more than one lap of it in a long time. So I'm intrigued to see how that goes. But running free, running without pain, and running as an activity feeling smooth is one of the reasons that I've kind of transitioned into being a hybrid athlete anyway. So we'll see how we get on with that. For now, 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening, back home, another 40-minute walk, but it's definitely cooler now. Grab some food, grab some electrolytes, and it doesn't matter what plans we make tonight, I imagine it's going to be an early night for me. See you tomorrow. What is going on, squad? Another day, another session. So we are here now at Tenerife Top Training. I've been super flipping excited about coming here. This facility is, I do have to say, incredible. So we're down on level 0 at the moment of about 1 million. So you can see the track. So it's my first time on tarmac in a few years. This feels odd. It's a quick warm up now and then a run session, which I'll walk you through in a second. But hopefully over the course of kind of the rest of this vlog, you're going to see some of the insane facilities that this flipping place has to offer. I've got an assault course, they've got a slightly more kind of commercial gym, they've got an Olympic sized pool, they've got a CrossFit box style gym, they've got everything. But for now, the main priority, even more so than keeping my Achilles inside my leg, is trying to set up the drone. Danny, how confident are you feeling?
Not very, I can't even open it.
Yeah, great, that's a good start. Let's see how we get on. So basically the program today, a K at 5 minutes. This is because I'm coming back from kind of a calf injury and a knee injury on different sides. K in 5 minutes, then K in 6, 3 rounds. But basically I knew, because I'd be messing around with the drone, that I have to take small breaks of up to kind of 45 seconds or whatever between. So what I'm trying to do is go a little bit quicker. So I was thinking maybe 4.5 and 5.5. And I don't know whether or not it's the extra rest from my lower body. I don't know what it is. You good, camerawoman Danny?
Sorry, the gimbal's having a moment.
But everything just feels so flipping smooth, which is amazing actually. So yeah, feel awesome. And I've just done the last 2. I was aiming for like 4.5 and 5.5. I've just done both Ks in 350. So I'm going a little bit quicker than I need to. So short break, reset the drone to a different position, and then crack on again. That is 3K done. Again, just under 4, or about 4 on the dot actually, that one. Taking a short break, probably about 60 to 90 seconds between. But that third one, I really can tell that my running mechanics from when I was a sprinter are still kind of there, feels nice and bouncy, but that bounce does go. So it's like that impact endurance. So as you're running, it's just a sequence of really short jumps. And I am feeling myself collapse a little bit. Just don't have as much kind of elasticity and kind of reactive power, being able to kind of
harness the force from the ground and then recycle it through the body. And that's just going a little bit on that 3K, but also I think this is the hottest day we've had since we've been here. Camerawoman Danny, would you agree?
I would concur.
I would concur, she would concur. It is flipping miserable. Another 30 seconds. Oh, one more round, that'd be 4K total, but I think if we do more than that, I'm just gonna bin myself a little bit. But considering this is the first time I've been able to run on this hybrid program, it's a nice pose for you there. Oh, and it's the first time I've definitely done any running in kind of, nearly 3 weeks actually since I did my calf. So overall, the fact that I'm not injured and not in pain as such is definitely a win. One more round, let's get it done. And that concludes the session. Lap 4, I don't believe was filmed, which was annoying, but I've got the other 3 for you. And that one was done in about 3:48, I think, actually 3:47. So a little bit quicker. I've got to make sure that for the rest of the day, it's one of the benefits of me doing my runs quite early, is that, again, when you're fairly naturally elastic, it's good. It's a good attribute, it just means you're tight all the time. So mobilise, make sure I get my steps in today. But it is currently 12:30. We got here a little bit later than expected, which is good because it's sunny and I get more of a tan, but it's bad because it's about 1,000 degrees. But the drone, names for the drone, put in the comment section below, and the fact it's still alive is, I think, the highlight of my day. Danny, you happy?
Very happy.
Very happy. Right, shower, protein shake, lunch, shower again, dinner, ice bath, and see what the rest of the trip has in store for us.